Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am Author Tisty. Today I will be playing Captain Coriolis of the Vengeful Dead. It was funny when they picked the name out. I am joined by the wonderful and the spectacular.
Oh, you don't have to say that.
Oh.
I am Wick, and I will be playing the resident dumbass satyr, Pigeon.
I mean, technically there are
That is
two
it.
that could fit that description. God. Well, this is not a graceful intro, but I'm just like, man, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that this man, pointing at Pigeon, is gonna mess it up.
No. Oh, bud.
It's just what he does.
We hold him very soft. So, Pigeon, you start your adventure, because you remember that, Captain Coriolis, has given you a standing invitation to visit the Vengeful Dead, as long as they're in Toontown Harbor. And, you know, perhaps it's your day off. It's, you know, a delightful December, afternoon. It's very temperate. And, you decide to head on over there. Would you mind rolling me a survival to see how well you get there?
Good. Something I'm good at. I'm kidding. I'm pretty neutral at it. That's an 8.
That's an 8. Again, this voice stats. So it takes you a while. Takes you a long while. It's probably, like I said, afternoon. I've decided that you decided this in the morning, and it has taken you most of the day. Jeepers.
You know, this man does walk slow.
Walk slow.
Like,
also,
does he have the capacity to go fast? Yes. Does he? No.
God. Okay, because I don't want to make this voice suffer through a perception check after that 8.
Oh, don't worry. I can do it.
Sure.
Because, listen, wisdom is not his worst stat.
I know what his worst stat.
That's a 3.
Okay. Alright. I'm just, sure. So, you actually do not find this boat. The boat finds you.
Is it one of those things? Wait, so what kind of boat is this? I'm curious.
This is a little, you know, maybe 3-masted, or like a small merchant vessel, I'd say. It is not originally my boat, so, I bow to magic's lore, but, it's...
But,
yeah, sorry. For those listening at home, Magic is in the chat.
They are waving in the background.
They wave in the background. Seeker walks by in the background.
Imagine. No, that's...
No, he can't be here yet.
Oops.
Unless we have a special guest. Anyways.
Blinking. Wait, so is this, kind of parked at the... Parked? Is it... It's in the harbor, right? Or, like, is it docked at the...
Yeah, they are in port.
Okay.
You actually, they have given you, you know, the exact, you know, which wharf to walk down in order to find them. It's actually it's close enough to the dry dock that you're like, oh, okay. I guess there's a dry dock in Toontown now.
I don't know anything about boats, so.
And actually, you like with that 3, I think that like you squint down the wharf, and you're like, one of those boats looks a little bit damaged. And as you're thinking this, would you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yay! Woohoo! That's a -2.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a 17!
Hey! Here we go!
Bruh.
Alright, so with your keen satyr senses, you hear very fast footsteps behind you, and someone go, Meg, no, and then you turn to look, and as you do, you step out of the way, and an 8-year-old orc girl who appears to be dead zooms through the space where your knees just were, and you get the idea that if you hadn't moved, she would have taken you the fuck out.
Pigeon just slowly blinks.
Mm.
Huh.
Mm. And then, no perception check necessary. Coriolis is running after her. She just sort of spread eagled on the the wharf where you were standing now, just sort of like blinking, confused why she has not caused damage to whoever it was she thought that she was tackling.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and Coriolis runs up and plucks her off the ground and goes, excuse me, sir, I am so Pigeon?
It's you. Right. That's who? And then pointing to the child.
Yeah. Coriolis, holds her out like a kitten by the scruff of her neck and goes, this would be, my little sister May. And May goes, hi.
Hi.
Hi, sorry. You weren't who I thought you were. It's really nice to meet you, though.
Who? And he gets more question marks, so he's good. Who did you think?
Well, I thought you were Beacon, but I don't think you're Beacon. Are you Beacon? And Coriolis goes, no, Pigeon is his own person, who deserves, a little bit more respect than to be tackled.
Don't worry, I've been tackled before. It's not a big deal.
The little orc girl, who's still, like, being held up by the scruff of her, like, she's got a little jacket on, sort of squints at you, and it's like, well, now I feel bad.
Eh?
Never mind, do you like music?
Yeah. I like music.
She, like, again, still being held out, like, she appears to be perfectly comfortable, digs out, it looks like a cross between a bagpipe and a water balloon, and she blows into it, and there's, like, a little musical tune that sounds a lot like birdsong.
Oh. That's neat.
Mm. And while she's playing, Coriolis sort of sits her on her feet, and sort of tucks her against, like, she comes up to, like, sort of their thigh, so they just sort of like, yeah, and they go, she'll be out of that for a while. How have you been? It's good to see you here of all places.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I live here. Me. Wait, does he live here? Pigeon. Shrug. Do you live here, man? Where do you live? No, it's gotta be in Toontown.
God.
Gosh, is Pigeon the dumbass or am I? That's the question. No, he does live here. He's like, I live here. I live here, right?
I mean, Coriolis sort of looks around like, who are you talking to? And May finishes her song, and please take bardic inspiration, Pigeon.
What?
I
get the bard inspiration?
Bardic inspiration. And that would be one. That would be 1d6 to roll. Okay. I do not remember how long it lasts.
I'll need it at some point.
It's an FPS. We can just say that you can add a d6 to whatever roll you need to. And she looks at Coriolis and says, I'm gonna go back to the ship now. He goes, do not run. I'm not fishing you out of the drink again. She goes, but I'll be late? You will not be. We're dead. We don't have to worry about timetables. Now go. And she sort of gives you sort of an entertainer's bow and runs off the way that she and Coriolis had come.
A freaking weed. We're dead. We don't have to worry about timetable. Damn. I'm sorry. I found it funnier than I should.
It's like for this little orc girl, like she's got some stitches on her face and like sort of this like funky braided hair. Actually, let me find her ref for you. But she's got sort of like Frankenstein's monster vibes, if that makes sense.
Nice. Good. I love them.
Where the heck? I just saw it again earlier because I was talking with Magic. While I'm struggling with this, Coriolis is going to ask, so what brings you down to the docks? Are you on business or?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Pigeon just kind of blinks. Your boat?
Oh, you came to visit us. Oh, well, that's wonderful to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I suppose right this way. And here's the girl.
Oh, I want to see this.
She is in the role.
Baby!
As always, credit to Magic.
A baby! Alright, sorry. She's very baby and I love.
So Coriolis, who is going to walk between you and the edge of the wharf that's nearest the water, leads you down to a very interesting boat. It's got sort of, the first thing you see is probably the figurehead. which is this, like, sort of forbidding, half-elven woman scowling into the waves. Like, that is a ferocious, like, sort of countenance that she's got there. But the rest of the boat is very different. Like, she's unpainted, but the sides, like, each board is, like, got that sort of subtle stained quality that you see. Like, one will be stained green, the other, is sort of a pinkish, another's purple. And it sort of gives this iridescent, like, not shiny, but, like, sort of fish scales. The sails are sort of tattered, as if they've been, pretty banged up by the elements. But the mast is this shining, very new metal that's inscribed with runes. If you want to make a perception check, I can give you a little bit more than that. But like, to be clear, because there are people on this server who know boats. A small 3-masted vessel is ridiculous. There's only one mast. But it's this zippy little
So that's a 1.
That's okay.
I'm not gonna waste the inspiration on that. There's no going up from there.
In that case, you're like, oh, a colorful boat, and you keep walking, and then Coriolis is like, nope, we're here.
Wait, is this your boat?
More or less. She's color hand me down.
He keeps nodding. Cool.
Yeah, they have a very complicated expression on their face when they look at this boat. Like, smiling, but also, like, I mean, you can roll an insight check if you want.
Honestly, insight is his best thing, even though it's only a +3, but, like, better than nothing. That's a 5!
Oh, no.
I'm crying in the club right now. My man, you really took what I said to heart. You really are a dumbass.
See, Pigeon.
The dice person said 1.
Pigeon heard you talking about him and was like, you know what? Fuck you. God.
Precisely.
Yeah, it's what you miss with that one, as Coriolis leads you, is that there is a sizable hole in the hull. Like, there's just part of the boat is gone. Like, it looks almost like something took a big bite out of it. And you can actually see a surprising amount of light within. Like, it seems to be a pretty open concept, the interior of the boat. But they gesture for you to walk aboard. The gangplank is down. There's no check involved. It's just simply your choice.
Huh. He's just gonna kind of stand there.
Oh.
And when you have to walk on a plank to get over there.
I mean, there's railings.
Oh, good. He is going to use the railing.
Yeah, and also, as they walk aboard, Coriolis is going to ready in action to just sort of, like, grab him if he starts to list to the side.
This poor man. But no, he takes his time to walk across, and this is nice.
Yeah, thank you. We're pretty proud of it these days. You can see we're undergoing repairs. We, like I said the last time, there's we have sort of a bad habit of sinking. But you know, she's a hardy vessel for better or worse. So and someone like comes up to them and goes, "Captain, the walls are bleeding again," and they go, "Again." And a very singular individual pokes her head above ship, and she goes, "Yep, they sure are. Why do we live here again?" And Coriolis goes, "Technically, we don't live anywhere." And she goes, "Fuck you." You can roll perception, and she ducks down again pretty quick.
That's a 9. We're getting better, but not great.
Yeah, you get a glimpse of this person. You're like, did she have all her head? Because it almost didn't look like it. That's probably fine.
Wait, what?
It looks a little bit like some of her head was, like, not there.
Oh, well. Anyway.
Yeah.
Also, just for the record, I did roll a D2, and so it has been decided. Pigeon has been on a boat before. I didn't know. I was like, have you been on a boat? And Pigeon's like, shrug. So I just decided to flip a coin. Good. This man at least has been on a boat. At least once, probably.
He's familiar with the concept.
Yes.
God.
The
okay, so
walls bleed?
Well, I should clarify, they're not supposed to. Like I said,
wait. Is it blood? Or is it paint? Or is it...
Well, it's
he
red.
thinks a second. Blood?
Well, it is red. I have to say that I don't let anyone lick it, so, you know, there's only so much we know about its sort of properties. We usually just swab it up.
Oh, no, I rolled it correctly.
No.
10. Perfect. Okay. He looks like he's going faster across the plank. And you wanna make an insight?
Sure. What's your insight?
You have advantage on it.
Oh, lovely.
This man's dumbassery has no bounds. Ooh, 21 already? And a 26!
All right, tell me your satory secrets.
The satory secret is no secret to you. You mentioned something about not anyone going to lick it, or at least test it or anything. He wants to go check it out and maybe possibly lick it.
Coriolis is like, Pigeon, that applies to you, no licking. And like that,
he keeps going.
They're going to. They will catch up with this man. And by the way, like, sort of the pigeon no licking is what gets everyone's heads to turn and like see the captain chasing after a little satyr dude.
He stops for a moment and looks around like he's looking for the bleeding wall.
Do you want to roll investigation?
Oh, would I? Oh my god. Well, that's actually decent.
I mean, you saw which way the dude went to come tell Coriolis about the haunted blood.
Cool. So he probably does find at least a small section.
I mean, like you would have to go into you have to go below deck in order to find this bleeding wall. Would you want to?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Roll me another perception, please.
God, this dumbass. That's a 1!
That's a 1.
I think, honestly, he stops, and when he's looking around, he just gets distracted by literally everybody else that's looking at him.
Yeah. There is, the... No, wait, you know what it is? He starts to go down, and coming up, the steps is the same person who poked her head out above, and you can actually see that this is, it appears to be a dwarf of some sort. Undead, but instead of, just being in a mild state of decay like Coriolis or May, she appears to be halfway turned to sea foam. And, she's got a nice, work pants, work shirt, sort of a shawl wrapped around her shoulders, and a butcher's knife.
Oh.
And she just sort of looks at Pigeon, and then she tilts her head over to look at Coriolis tell me this isn't a new hire. And Coriolis is well, no, this is a friend. Pigeon, this would be my first mate, Nona. Nona, this would be Pigeon. We met over our travels. And she goes, is that right? Hello, Pigeon. What skills do you bring to the table?
Hold on. Oh my god, okay. He looks him directly in the eye and says, I'm gonna go lick the blood wall.
Wick, I'm
dying! The wall? The bleeding one? I was gonna lick it.
Behind him, Coriolis goes, no, he is not.
But how else will you know? How else will you know if it's blood? I mean, it's red, but it could be ketchup. It could be wine. It could be... And he starts listing off random food items.
Some of them aren't even red. God. Sorry, JJ is...
Yeah? JJ in the gallery. What the hell?
God, I don't know how one would explain this, but throughout this, Coriolis is too nice to actually interrupt him, and Nona's one of her eyebrows is sea foam, the other is slowly climbing higher up her face. And she's just I mean, in a sense, you're totally correct. It could be ketchup. However, I don't think that many tomatoes were slaughtered on this ship. Is this some sort of practical joke?
No.
Okay. I would actually have been less worried if it was. Captain, may I speak with you in private? And Coriolis is like, I actually feel like I'm needed here to keep him from licking the wall. Would you, have you got the manifest yet? And she's like, no, the manifest is not my job. Just don't break anything, alright, boys? And them, just don't, no licking. And she, like, stops, like, yeah, I had to say that in earnest, and, like, gently turns Pigeon to the side so that she can walk up the steps.
I won't yet.
She stops and, like, actually, I'm gonna roll. Oh, wait, you know what? Because this bitch has.
No, he's become an agent of chaos.
He immediately got on this boat and
just chose chaos.
Yup. I'm looking for what save this is. I think it's a wisdom saving throw.
A whiz save? What do you mean I gotta do a whiz save?
I am...
No, it's okay. I'm also looking at stuff too.
Okay, yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay, cool.
Efficiency bonus. Okay. And you're beating an 11 here.
An 11? Can this man? To be fair, though, he is a satyr, which means he has advantage against this. That's a 22. Holy shit, both of them!
Yeah, like
22 and a 19.
Nona is going to use intimidating presence on this funky little satyr dude.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, unfortunately, she did not account for the fact that no brain cells means no fear. Mark this down as a success for the Low Whiz Gang. And the air grows a little colder. Like there's this for a second there's this close moist feeling in this sort of stairwell going up to the deck. Like the sunlight dims for a second. You are reminded of the deep solid color of deep water. Or you would be if you noticed. You do not. And so instead Nona sighs and looks at Coriolis, who looks very disappointed in her. And she throws up her hands and she continues up into the sunlight and the feeling, whatever that feeling was. Maybe you're hungry? It fades. Oh, what was... D20 plus 8.
Suddenly, Pigeon goes, ow. Ugh. And he kind of rubs a little at the side of his head. Alright.
Pigeon, are you okay? Nona can be a lot.
No, it's fine.
Insight check.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, do I have an advantage again?
Oh, that's a 4! Yes, this man can't roll for shit! Alright, You notice though, actually, forgot to rule this. Alright, so I could just do that. Hold on a second. Just a moment. I'm doing things that I didn't think I would do. Cool. How much? Great.
I am ice?
You can tell that whatever it is really hurts. But he does kind of shake it off. It's it happens. It's not a big deal.
It actually, on that insight check, do I have advantage again? Because I got a 15. However,
for what?
That 15 up there was an insight check, but you did give me advantage earlier, so I wanted to ask if I have it again.
Well, his deception was a 4, so what do you want to know? You know, hold on. Roll medicine.
Roll medicine. What's your
or perception, whichever you feel.
Okay, perception is a 5. Medicine is also a +5.
Okay.
24.
Oh, 24. Yeah, it's probably pretty obvious. He kind of rubs at his head as he turns around to continue down the stairs. No, he's totally not going to go lick the walls. He will not. Don't worry. You notice that behind his ear and going down his neck, there seems to be just a very small, like just a couple drops of blood.
Behind his ear?
Well, yeah, so it's as if it's originating maybe from his head, and it is just trickling down.
They're going to put a gentle, very gentle arm or hand on his shoulder and go, Nona, head injury. And Nona's going to come running back like, God damn it, I was just here. What the fuck did you do?
I didn't do anything. He actually takes a step back. We don't, we don't have an issue. And
Coriolis is just going to gently nudge Nona a few more steps away and goes, Pigeon, you have a little bit of blood running from your head. Would you mind if we had our medic look at it?
Oh, they bit that much? God.
Sorry, what was that?
He takes out a handkerchief and starts kind of trying to pat away at the blood.
No, I'm sorry, Wick, I didn't catch what he said.
Because he muttered it, but I will say Coriolis did hear it. He said, and I quote, "They bit that much."
Coriolis is just going to like look at Pigeon like, I'm fucking sorry. Like this, like no insight necessary. This is not a subtle individual. They are like, you're scaring them a lot. They want you to be okay, and they think that maybe you're not. Also, my cat. My goodness, why are you like this? Why must you be like this? Come here,
why are you running? Why are you?
The cat has been captured. Anyway.
Yes, good cat. I do like the cat.
Yeah, like they are. Coriolis is very worried right now.
It'll just, and as he says this, you see any remaining blood start to disappear. Yeah, no, it goes away. It's fine.
Nona, could you give us a second? She goes, oh, sure, I'll just run right back across the ship. Why not? Tell me if he's dying. And she goes away.
Tell me if he's dying.
Coriolis, kneels down on the stairs in front of Pigeon, and they're just, Pigeon, take it from someone who has been through the worst. Literally, there are things that could have gone worse, but there's not much that tops being dead. This is not normal. This is...
I know it isn't normal. It's fine, though. I mean, I'm healed back up.
Who bit you?
He just goes, and he mutters something. I have a question.
Yeah?
That's me asking you. I have a question. What languages do you know?
Let me check. He knows, or they know. No, wait, this is Nona's sheet.
Nona's cool, by the way.
Yay, thank you.
I like them.
Where the fuck are my languages on this goddamn sheet? Control F. Languages.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna call out Magic in the audience. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
God damn it. Me, who does not know, and cannot perhaps know. Are we two of... I don't know what that means!
Are we 2 for 2? I sip tea.
Alright. I can't fucking find languages on the player's sheet. Because sure. Oh, wait, here it is. My god. Okay, they know. Common, Deep Speech, Dwarvish, Giant, and Gnomish.
Wow. Okay, so you can't tell what language they're speaking when they mutter something. And then there is a small moment of silence.
Oh, wait, they also know a little bit of Sylvan.
It is not that either.
Okay.
Though, if you would like, you could roll maybe just an intelligence or a history check to determine what language it sounds like.
Sure. Their history is a +5, so I'm going to go with that. Fuck. Alright.
8.
That would be an 8.
It just sounds rather foreign to you. You're not quite sure what it could be. And it doesn't help, though, that he kind of just mumbles this.
Say again?
It's I can tell you, at least with confidence, it is not abyssal.
That's something. Okay, in that case, they just... they can't interpret that little mutter, but they're still paying very close attention to this theater.
Hold on, let me roll another thing. It's not letting me click the rules on. Okay. Alright, so there's a small pause. But then he just goes, and again, he deadpan looks at Coriolis and goes, so there's like a magic monkey thing that lives on my head and sometimes bites me if I'm being a dumbass.
They... They just sort of squint at him. And then they're gonna, like, very gently just sort of rest a hand on top of his head.
Oh, on top of his head?
Yes. To see if there's anything there.
You feel nothing but soft and slightly fuzzy hair.
Okay, they give him a good pat.
Oh.
And can they
just... I get... Yeah?
I think they're going to roll an insight just to sort of see where he is via 1, truthfulness, and 2, sanity.
Sanity? Okay. I eat the 2 sanity.
22.
22. Okay. God, sometimes you do wonder what the hell this man is saying. However, you just get the very strong feeling somehow, some way, he is in fact telling the truth. Though you do wonder what magical monkey thing he's talking about. And as for his sanity, he, despite all of his rather foolish actions, he does seem pretty sane. I mean, he's at least sane enough to hold a job in Toontown, so...
I mean, it is in Toontown. I think that, like, for a second, there's just, like, there's a very serious moment where, Pigeon, you feel, you know, they are weighing your... They're sort of judging your measure. And then they go, well, you still can't lick the wall.
Understandable. Have a nice day. I'm kidding. He's not gonna say that. But you just kind of nods. That's maybe what it was about anyway. So whoa.
I appreciate that very much. Also,
but that's not gonna stop me.
Okay.
That's not gonna stop me from taking a sample, not to lick it, but I do know someone who could look at it and like analyze it.
I have no objections to that. And I would be interested to see what you found out.
Cool.
Let's see. I know we have jars.
No.
Follow me. It's why don't we go over to the galley? And they sort of lift themselves up over the stairs and like also over Pigeon and just sort of like do a neat little jump to the bottom. Like, you can actually, from the way the wood creaks, you can imagine this is their normal way of getting down these stairs, because otherwise it would be very cramped quarters.
True.
And now they are at the bottom peering up at you, because this has all happened on the stairwell.
Wait, so you're telling me that that they jumped to the bottom?
Yeah, or like sort of swung themselves up and over.
Hold on. Okay. Finally, some common sense.
Oh God.
Though I will say, with the previous checks you've made before, you know for certain that Pigeon had the thought to do the same thing cross his mind, but he decides against it.
God.
He is going to just very carefully walk down the stairs.
Yeah. And Coriolis waits at the bottom and like sort of like almost like offers him a hand down the last few steps, just like, yeah. And you are led to the galley. Which is this sort of long, odd little thing, tucked against the boiler room, which you are not allowed inside. You can hear someone moving around in there, but Coriolis is just going to very, very, very gently steer you past. And it's not that well stocked, actually. Not such as you would expect from, a working ship. And they, first of all, they pull out an apple and they hand it to you.
He instead of grabbing it immediately, though, I will keep that previous roll, and he kind of looks at Coriolis like, "Are you sure? Like, is that okay?"
An apple, absolutely. We we don't have to worry about fresh fruit until we're starting a voyage, and then it's mostly oranges that we're careful of. Don't worry so much.
Pigeon nods and then takes the apple.
Yeah, and while he's snacking on that, Coriolis will do a investigation for looking for the things, the jars. I can words. Investigation is a 2. A 20, dirty.
Hey.
Yeah, they find like almost like a little vial, like of the sort that you might put, like, if you need to portion out some. Actually, knowing what the ship used to be is, they pull out just a full on test tube and look at it, just like, hold on, I'll wash this, and then they give it to you. Oh, hello? Look, beloved friend, I
said neat.
Oh, neat? Oh, my speakers only picked up part of the word.
Instead, imagine if it was this much empty. Yeah. Don't worry, he wouldn't actually do that, but
God. But yeah, you have a vial there, Pigeon. You also have an apple.
he just is chomping away at this apple.
Yeah, it's a good one. Like it's like you think that they probably did groceries pretty recently. Like it's nice and crisp and very sweet.
He's just munching.
Yeah, these descriptive details don't add anything to the story. I just feel that Pigeon deserves like a good apple. But yeah, anyways. So, very reluctantly, Coriolis will lead you to one hallway. And would you roll me a perception check?
Yes. Oh, 19.
All right.
Maybe he was just hungry.
That was it.
You've had apple, and now suddenly, suddenly you can see.
God. So, what Pigeon sees, or rather, what he feels as soon as he walks into this corridor, is this sort of repressive, like, coldness. Like, it's different from what he would have felt with Nona if he had been a little bit more aware. It's more like stale, stagnant. Like, whatever is here has been here for far too long. Like, it's honestly, it's uncomfortable to move through. Like, it's almost like you're walking on peanut butter. Like you're trying to swim through molasses. And it feels hostile. Like the deck of the ship was this very cheerful, bombastic place. Like people working, shouting to each other, having arguments, like full of life. And then beneath the deck, that was sort of a little bit shady, a little bit calmer. But also again a very like sort of a familial place. But this corridor sucks. You hate being here. You want to leave.
I'm sorry. This one sucks. Good. I mean, no. But man, the pigeon's just gonna blink.
Actually, roll me 2 insight checks.
2?
2 insight checks.
That's a 4 and a 16.
Okay. With a 4, I don't think you glean what you could have about this hallway. But with a 16, you look back and like Coriolis actually hesitated a step before they followed you in here. They don't look happy at all. It's with a 16, what can I give you? They're moving a little bit weird. You can't quite say how, but like there's something in the way that they're holding themselves that's different from before.
You can stay back if you want.
Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but no, trust me. This is, if you're down here, then it's better to go in pairs when this sort of thing happens.
But this place bothers you.
Well, that doesn't change the fact that it is my ship. So I will get over it.
True. Just where's the blood? Just, where's the blood? Give me the blood.
Well, with a 19, you can actually, you hear just like a little plit, 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 plit. Just sort of like a...
You can see his ears kind of twitch in that direction.
And when you look over, you can actually see a steady stream of something dark dripping down the wall. And there's a little pool of it that's starting to gather on the floor. And the light down here is, not... It's better than you would actually expect for this deep in a ship without lanterns, but it could be red. It's hard to say.
So he's gonna turn to Coriolis and go, "I'll be quick. There's some right there." And he's gonna ever so slowly make his way over.
Appreciated.
Me blinking. He's gonna try to collect some blood, or at least what he hopes is blood, and not just maybe water. Who knows? This man's dumb. Now I'm nervous.
Oh, sorry, wait, shit. No, this is my, landscape. I should be doing descriptive details. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just confused. I was like, is he gonna try and get blood?
Yeah, I mean, it's... If you want, you can have him roll a dex check of some sort, but,
oh my god.
That is up to you. This is if you want to bully your boy.
On the one hand, I want to bully my boy. I've always wondered. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, I want to check something. Don't mind me, just checking something out. No, he is going to attempt to get this stuff. Hold on, let me see what. That's not a great modifier.
Oh no.
Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Let me roll that. Sorry, I had to check something. That's enough.
Oh, Jesus.
This man is not very good. However, there is also, you want to make a perception check, I guess?
Sure.
Okay. 12. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The point is, you kind of see like a soft glow kind of come from maybe like his, like kind of nearby Pigeon, kind of like a little bit around him. You can tell that a spell is being cast. So what is being cast is detect evil and good. So can you let me know if there's anything around here?
Okay.
While he's busy failing to pick up this blood.
Would you mind posting exactly what that spell does in the roll zone?
Okay. Gonna do. It's gonna take a little tiny bit just because I have the.
No worries, sorry.
Go. No, sometimes you gotta make sure you know what's hip hop happening. This is what it says.
Okay, for the duration, note there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, faith, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Well, there's definitely an undead within 30 feet of you.
Well, yes, I know that one. I mean, besides.
Okay. So, like, you get actually a pinpoint on 5 undeads. There is Coriolis directly behind you. And then, you can feel another 4, up around on the deck, vaguely above you. Like, there's one at the very periphery that might be up in the rigging. And then for a second you're like, wait, that can't be right. Because except for Coriolis, like, it's like almost like a sheet of like solid color. This entire place is so saturated with evil. Like, it's like, honestly, where you feel the undead are like little stains of goodness. But other than that, this place sucks.
This place sucks.
Yeah,
no stars on Yelp.
No stars on Yelp. Would not recommend. Although I will say, you also feel like it's shaded with evil, like something's covering it, but there's also a point of good in the figurehead that you passed on the way up onto the ship. You can feel something coming from that. But other than that, like, it is, like, you are in the belly of something very nasty. And behind you, you hear, Pigeon, are you okay over there?
He just goes, yeah.
Well, you started glowing, and now you look maybe a little bit pale. Are you sure?
It's just because all of the stuff's getting on my hands because he's trying to put the blood in the freaking vial, and it's just getting all over him. Well, all over his gloves, and he's just like, yeah, let me hurry up. And he gets, I don't know, maybe like a third of this test tube filled because
yeah,
you gotta give him a little something, but not.
Yeah. Like,
not a lot.
I think that the way that, I forget if it was an 8 or 9. Let me scroll back up. It doesn't matter. The way that 9 turned out was, like, there's just... Are you proud of yourself? Sorry, my cat's sneezing.
Oh.
The way that turns out is that, like, you have a good amount of blood. It's just also smeared all over the outside. So, like, yeah.
I don't know how much I've got, but I'm going now.
Yep. And like, I think that, like, Coriolis will, like, basically, like, almost like he did with May earlier, like, lift you up by a kid and just start, like, making their way back up to the deck very quickly.
So he's just kind of wait, did he lick it? he, you know, I zoned out. Magic, you lovely. Not yet.
Not yet, at least.
Yep, not yet. Well, he's gonna at least wait till he gets up to, like, on deck to see what it looks like, because right now everything's just kind of a mess, and he is also being carried out of there.
Yeah, and like he, as soon as you get out of the corridor, things immediately get better. But it's not until you are lifted back into the warmth of the sunlight that you like. It feels almost like you had a weight in your chest that kept you from breathing properly, and now that's lifted. Like it is.
Hold
like,
on.
It's like coming out from being submerged in water.
Okay. Man, he does not put that shit together. He turns his head a little towards Coriolis and says, "Man, it was kind of stuffy down there, huh?"
That is, that's a way of putting it. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. I just went to get the stuff, put it in the vial, and then come back up. Thank you for carrying me.
Yeah, when you look at them, they look slightly embarrassed, but also it's hard not to feel justified and like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, he just kind of looks a little puzzled as opposed to like looking offended or anything like that. He's just kind of... there's at least a little piece that's like, actually, that was very helpful, thank you. But now Pigeon's going to look down at what he has taken a sample of.
Well, actually, it's interesting.
Is it blood?
Because, I mean, it definitely has the consistency of blood, but it's not quite the right color. It's, as a satyr, like, you know that most real kind bleed red, and most fae bleed, blue. This is sort of like a strange sort of purplish color.
It's a green purplish?
Purplish color, yeah.
Oh, it's just a purplish.
Yeah. Like somewhere in between the red of most real kind and the blue of fae.
He lets out this dejected sigh. I think I got the wrong thing. This isn't the blood I was expecting. I thought it was red. Thought it was all red. But I guess not.
I mean, you can roll an investigation on it.
Yeah. This man is a dumbass, dude. He's not gonna understand. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, he has a 17.
17. I mean, again, like, you've seen blood of all sorts.
Wait. Him getting a brain blast for a split second. This might be blood.
I'll say with a 17. Like, it's a 17. Like, I'm gonna say it is definitely the consistency of blood. And also, like, it's on your gloves. You can smell it. It smells coppery. It's blood.
He's looking at the vial. He's looking at his gloves. And he's just like, I think it is blood without even licking it. Now, I would lick it, but like, I don't want to lick my gloves. I'm not going to. I don't want to lick my gloves. And I shouldn't lick the vial because then it'll it'll ruin the sample. And he kind of just lifts up the vial, like, yeah.
Yeah. I like Coriolis has like they're sort of doing that like half head in their hands. You know the one that like the teacher does after the children have done something particularly outrageous.
Nice.
And then they're just gonna go. Sounds like sound reasoning. Nona, sorry to bother you again. Would you please show Pigeon where he can wash his hands off and make sure that he doesn't lick them? And Pigeon, why don't I find someone who knows thaumaturgy for your gloves?
It. Okay. He's not gonna argue.
And Nona comes over and gives you sort of a disgruntled look and says, "All right, come on." And do you give your gloves to Coriolis? Oh wait, yeah, it would be prestidigitation. Thank you, magic.
Oh,
Arthur, how dare you?
No, it's okay. Listen, thaumaturgy. Wait, I like thaumaturgy.
Prestidigitation. Yeah, I think actually, like, as Pigeon is being led away, you hear the conversation. Hey, Captain, do you mean prestidigitation? And they're like, oh, okay. That actually explains a
lot. Yeah, I don't have prestidigitation or anything, so. Okay. So he rather carefully removes the gloves, which is actually kind of easy because the gloves are slightly bigger than his actual hands. He just kind of daintily hands them to Coriolis to make sure that they don't get blood on them.
Yeah, they pull out actually a very nice handkerchief. It's got like little lace on it.
Wait. Yeah, he stops for a moment. I don't want to ruin the handkerchief.
It is impossible to ruin handkerchiefs. They're made to be ruined.
Huh. Maybe I should get one. As he hands the gloves over.
And yeah, they walk away, blithely asking if anyone knows thaumaturgy. And you turn, and there is a sea foamy dwarf staring you down.
Do you mind, little one? Why must you do these things?
Oh, I love.
Gosh. Sorry.
I love the cat.
Sorry, go on, Wick.
He looks over. He goes, hi.
Hello. This way, please. And
oh, great.
She ushers you back down into the deck. And if you follow her down a different corridor than the first one, into what is sort of like it seems to be a little nurse's station. And there is a sink, like one of those wide basin ones. And she puts a bar of soap pointedly next to the sink, like, well.
Okay. And he approaches the sink. Question. What's the setup like? Does it have like? Is there like a towel or two as well?
Yeah.
And how's this sink constructed?
Well, it's this sort of wooden basin. The the handles are gosh, what would they be on a ship? I hate to say it, but they're probably metal. There's a couple of there's actually there is a
Oh,
nice.
I thought of some dumb shit.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's actually
I'm sorry.
there's one like nice sort of like sort of a nice pleasant brown towel, like the sort that you might get from the store, and then there's another smaller towel next to it that's got like fun little designs on it,
Oh,
so that the children can have fun when they're washing their hands.
that's so cute. All right, how much common sense does this man have? Let's find out. You know, that's not bad. All right.
Oh, also.
So,
okay. That was a medicine check from Nona, who is the ship's healer, unfortunately, and you can. She's not trying to like. She's not sort of how do I say this? She's not hiding the fact that she is like looking you over for injuries. Like you can definitely see this.
Does he though?
All right.
Hold on. Does he? He does not.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many fucking nat ones has this boy gotten today?
At least 4.
God, Days Parser really looked at your boy and was like, "No, you may not."
Well, but luckily he has enough common sense with the 12 earlier. He is. Would he? I guess so. He's actually going to turn to Nona and ask, I don't want to be a bother, but could you turn on the tap? It's metal.
Faye. Yes, I can. 1 second. And she turns on the water and tests the temperature and says, "Okay, now go."
Nice. So he just picks up the soap and just starts washing his hands. Meanwhile, Nona looking all over like, "Are you hurt? What has happened?"
Yeah. Actually, while Pigeon is washing his hands, Nona's gonna lean over and go, "So, got any training as a sailor?"
A sailor, right?
Yeah. Tell me what you're good at, kid.
What I'm good at.
Yeah.
He's kind of he's thinking. You can tell he really is trying to think about what is he good at.
I think there's just a long moment as like he thinks and thinks and thinks, and Nona's like one eyebrow is slowly climbing higher, and she's just like, "All right. Do you have any aspirations in life?"
Aspirations?
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Not. He stops. Never mind.
Sorry, what was that?
He said not, and then he stops because he was gonna say not dead. And then he realizes, wait.
Can I roll an insight check to see if she gets that?
Oh my god. Yeah, he is gonna roll deception to try to cover it up. That's bad. 7. 16. Right. Ooh, okay. So he's actually able to change it from not in the same place all the time. I tend to wander, but I've kind of been stuck in Toontown recently. So not that this place is bad. It's just you like to yeah.
It's all right. Well,
it's.
Oh, excuse me, please.
Sorry. I don't usually talk much, but I wanted to ask something.
Sure, why not?
How long has the boat been like that?
Oh, you mean terrible? Well, longer than we've been here, and we've been here, let's see, 2 years, plus, hard to keep track after a while. For me, I'm gonna say 7. Maybe 8. I think I've been here the longest. But yeah, it's always been a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, do you want the big one or the little one?
He looks at his little hands.
She gives you the one with like fun colorful designs.
He takes it and it just dries his hand.
Indeed.
Though, I mean, I know I just got here, but can't you get someone to, like, fix? And he gestures.
Well, unfortunately, I am a cleric, so I've been chipping away at it. And we've had, we've paid a couple people to come in. But unfortunately, this is actually the product of quite a long time working at it. It will, let's just say that some stains sink in deep. But yeah, it's we are trying. One could say the ship has a lot of character. Could also say that it's a fucking dump. But however, it's a free ship, so
you can see the entire time that his eyes, like he's just thinking and thinking of something while you're explaining. And he goes, "Do I know a cleric? I think one of my coworkers does. Maybe they can help."
Well, if he wants to take a crack at it, I believe there's some sort of pot that is supposed to go to the individual who fixes this mess. Sounds like horseshit to me, but...
So what?
Well, the idea is that, how do I say this? So the pot's supposed to go to the person who can fix it, right? Like, everyone puts a whole bunch of gold in a safe somewhere, and the coin purse goes to, the one with the solution.
Would you like to roll insight?
Sure.
Oh, that's a 4, my dumbass! Oh, that's a 24.
24, alright.
You automatically get that Pigeon thought you were talking about like a cooking pot at first. But then when you start explaining, his expression kind of changes a bit. It kind of looks like a mixture of and maybe a little regret of some kind. You're not really sure where it's coming from, though. But he's trying to cover it up. He cannot. His body language is just like, huh.
Yeah, I think that she has something more that she wants to say, but I think she stops and she looks at Pigeon, and she pulls out a couple stools from underneath, like the patient's bench, and scrapes one across the floor to him, and scrapes one across the floor to her. And she sits. She goes, "Tell me what's wrong, kid."
Oh, wrong? There's nothing wrong.
Yes,
there is clearly something wrong.
She goes, "Listen. I was born this in the morning, but it wasn't this morning."
Sorry. Same, I think. When was I even born? He sits down.
She sighs, and she goes, "Kid, you made a mistake when you came here and you walked into this office, because I am the head healer here, and I don't let people out of the office until I am sure they are going to be okay."
I mean, I was safe collecting the stuff. Coriolis was there.
And I'm very proud of you both. But what I said made you sad.
Sad?
So what's wrong?
No. And he actually looks a little, just a slight bit fearful. It's, no, nothing. It's not something that needs, I'm fine physically.
And I'm happy to hear that. And
this man is just sweating.
I think that she stands up, and she's still, like, that butcher's knife that she had earlier is still, like, slung, like, there's a hook that attaches it to her belt, and she very pointedly takes it off and puts it on the counter, and then she reaches into her pockets and pulls out some other knives, and then she reaches onto her back, and a warhammer that you didn't see her having before comes out of its sheath and lands on the counter with a heavy clunk. And then she removes some knives from her boots, and she removes some knives from her sleeves, and she removes some knives, like, on and on and on. And then by the time she's done, there is a collection of weapons on the counter that is probably as big as your head, and she looks just a little bit smaller, like a little bit of mass has been transferred. And she sits back down and she waits.
He starts patting himself. I don't have any knives. I guess you win.
Thank you. But the message there, excuse me, I had a very strong cultural upbringing. The message there is supposed to be that I won't hurt you.
I didn't think you would, if that helps.
She's like, she just folds her arms and stares you down.
And he just goes, "I'm not leaving this room until I tell you, am I?"
Well, there are some very specific situations, but no.
Baby, why are you like this? Don't do this one.
Sorry. Not you. The cat is...
No, I love... I love your cat. Your cat, good.
He's something alright.
But, he kind of grimaces a little, but then goes, do you want the short version or the long version?
I find that the long version is a little bit more useful.
Okay. I wasn't prepared for the long version.
She actually...
People usually want the short version.
Her wizened, old lady face, cracks in a grin. And she leans back and she says very gently, "Tell your story, boy. You have time."
And you can tell he's kind of struggling to figure out where to start or how to put things into words. And he's man, I'm looking at Pigeon and Pigeon's like, I wasn't prepared for this. You weren't prepared for anything, you dumbass. Not especially this. I guess you're gonna get some lore, only a little, but...
Oh boy. Deep into the mystery of Pigeon.
Pigeon. I guess the easiest way to say, did you hear earlier what I told Coriolis?
Oh, the bit with the monkey?
Yeah.
A little bit. I try not to eavesdrop.
Okay. Now that makes it easier. So this might be weird, and I get if you don't believe it. Most people don't. But he kind of just lets out a tired sigh. And he mutters something. What languages do you know?
Let's see here.
So I'm curious.
Let's see. Dwarvish, Primordial, and it says Elemental, but I think that might be a mistake.
Okay. You can't tell what he mutters.
Actually,
but he kind of...
I'm looking up what language that should be, because...
Elemental? I thought that was the same as Primordial, but I don't know.
Okay,
Okay, so I was correct. Elemental is primordial.
Okay, thank you.
Da, 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 da.
Thank you, Magic.
Yay. I spoke by element. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Common Dwarvish Primordial.
Cool. But you don't quite recognize the language that he mutters, but he kind of just shakes his head and continues.
Could she roll a history to see what it sounds like?
Yeah, you can roll a history.
Yeah, we'll just keep on trucking until we get there.
Don't worry, he's gonna make it short. 15. You have a feeling that he muttered something in Sylvan. Which makes sense because, he is a satyr.
I said that Coriolis speaks Sylvan.
Yes, he did not speak Sylvan earlier.
Okay.
No, I will not elaborate.
Alright.
But he shakes his head and he just goes, basically, he again grimaces. Used to have a problem, and then it got bad, and then I was just on my own. And he's trying to be as vague as possible.
He can see, with every sort of, like, vagary, Nona's, like, face is darkening. It's like, well, I also have a problem. I'm dead. Could you be a little bit more specific?
Sweetheart, no.
Oh. Is the cat okay?
He's fine. He's just whiny.
Oh.
Hello, fluffy boy. Are you okay? Yes, you are. Look at you and your big eyes.
Okay, sorry.
No, I would give your cat a pat, but
yeah, he's being held and given affection as we speak.
Good. Right. I got into a lot of trouble because I used to gamble a lot. And then I had no money. And then I was just living on the street. And I got sick. And things were really bad. And then that magical monkey thing helped me out. But yeah, we've been working on that, and he's referencing the gambling. So hearing about it's not. He just lets out a tired sigh. His gestures vaguely.
Well, I'll see to it that you don't hear anything more of it, and I beg your pardon.
No, it wasn't your fault, and I should... And he stops a moment. And now he lets out an even bigger sigh. If there's any way I can help, I don't mind.
Well, I'm very sure the captain has taken a liking to you, so, one way or the other, I'm afraid you're going to have a diff time getting rid of us. If, you never come back to the ship, somehow or the other, they will send you postcards. In the meantime, the easiest way you can help the ship and its inhabitants is to take care of yourself.
This time he blinks rapidly. Huh?
What?
Okay. He sounds skeptical, but he nods.
Listen, the better you're doing, the less they'll worry. Not that the nuisance ever stops worrying, but seeing you hale and healthy and hearty will, in the long run, help all of us.
I think from the insight earlier, you could tell that he is still kind of skeptical about it, but he nods again. And honestly, I think with the previous roll, you get that his skepticism stems from, damn, I'm really going to say this, huh? It stems from what do I have to do with the group? Like I just got here, and also, how am I important at all? So that's the vibes you're getting off of this guy.
Yeah, it's Nona will stand up and she crosses to the cupboard behind Pigeon, and as she passes him, she kind of gives his hair sort of like this, like, that thing where like you card your fingers in and like just sort of gently like sort of tug just a little bit, like not such that it hurts, but like there's just sort of like a little bit of pressure.
I think so.
She does one of those as she passes, and then when she comes back around, she is holding a lollipop, and she says, "I believe these are traditional in Anquell."
He blinks a few times. A lollipop? You can see kind of his eyes go wide in like that silly kind of way.
God.
He reaches out a hand immediately, like, yes.
Yep. And I will say that it is, because I can and because the boy deserves good things, it's apple flavored. It's also secretly a vitamin D like gummy, but so he like that doesn't do anything mechanically, like it's just a good source of vitamin D. Nice. But it tastes like apples.
My heart. Wait, does it still have its wrapper on?
I'm going
or
to
is
say,
it one of those that like it comes out of a jar and it isn't wrapped?
I'm going to say that there was a wrapper because that's more hygienic, but she took it off for him.
Ah, okay. So he will immediately eat it. And
also,
with the go ahead.
She also says, also you should know that I am first and foremost a healer. And nothing that you told me in this room will escape unless without your say-so.
He kind of he removes the lollipop from his mouth for a moment to say, "Okay, thanks," and then goes right back in his mouth. Lollipop, good.
Yeah. And I think that, like, he gets, like, very gently boosted to his feet. And, he's led through the dark interior of the ship back into the sunlight. And actually, I'll say that you pass the corridor with the bleeding walls, and you look, and it just seems like a corridor. There's none of that sort of forbidding aura from before. There's no blood on the floor. It's just a corridor.
Me as a player, I don't trust like that. Pigeon is just like, I have Lollipop now, I am good. Also, they must have cleaned up the blood. Anyway.
Yeah, I think behind you hear Nona murmur something. Actually, what languages does Pigeon know?
So it comes to this.
How turn the tables?
How the table turn. He knows. Okay. He knows Common, Sylvan, and Celestial.
Okay, so you do not understand what Nona muttered. However, I will say for the audience that she just muttered, I don't trust like that.
Me, Nona, we don't trust like that.
Gosh. Yeah, and then, she, leads him back up the stairwell, into the hustle and the bustle of the upper deck. And Coriolis is there, and they are looking a little bit fidgety. They still have their, Pigeon's gloves in their very large hands. And they brighten when they see the two of you. Like, oh, was there some sort of trouble? That was quite a long time for, washing your hands.
I was very thorough.
Good to hear. And Coriolis looks at Nona and she goes, he was very thorough.
Which is true. He was thorough. Maybe for not that long of time, but...
Yeah. We should probably be wrapping it up here, but,
yeah.
Would you make me one last perception check?
Yes, I shall. 17.
All right. You see
this boy can finally see.
Yeah, actually, I should also make a perception.
Oh.
Actually, I should make 2 perceptions because I have 2 players here. Okay. Or not 2 players, 2
characters.
2 characters. Okay. So you...
Man, y'all can see.
Yeah, Nona is the one who sees it first, but as she sighs and starts to move behind you, you notice on the deck there's a shadow that was beginning to creep behind you, a very small one, and then the shadow gets lifted up out of sight. And in front of you, Coriolis sighs. And if you turn around, Nona is holding a toddler, an undead toddler with a knife.
Hey, what?
And I will get her ref because I should have it here.
God, I love the first thing that I thought of was Pigeon just saying, "Oh, Ooh,
Also
I
cast
like them.
magic.
I don't know who they are, but I like them.
And Coriolis goes, Lemna, we can't keep doing this. And she has that like little kid frustration of like, oh, you messed up my thing. It doesn't take a genius to realize, Pigeon, that the thing was probably going to be stabbing you in the back of the shins.
I, you know, when Pigeon turns around and sees this, wait, does he, oh, he understands this. However, the first thing out of his mouth is, if I keep coming here, do I have to get a knife too?
Coriolis goes, no, at the same time that Lemna and Nona both go, yes.
Okay. He takes out a notepad. Note to self: get knife. At least one. Maybe two.
And Nona goes, you can borrow some of mine.
But they're yours. You should keep them.
Coriolis goes, she has way too many. Lemna.
I know.
God. And like, I think Nona just sort of tucks the toddler underneath her arm, and walks off, and like, sort of like, you would with like luggage. And, the child, like, peers at you from under her arm and like sticks her tongue out like, I will stab you another time.
And, he kind of does a similar thing, but instead he just does a blip.
I love him so much. God. And
He's just confused.
gosh. Toddler, I'll kill you later.
This man.
Pigeon.
Blip.
Blip. And Coriolis is just like, okay, I'm so sorry. Would you like to come sit down and have a snack? I suppose I feel like our hospitality, has been sorely lacking.
I was given an apple and a lollipop. This is going great.
You know what? Fair enough. And honestly, I think that that's where we should probably end it before we go for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of an epilogue.
Yes.
Yeah, so we, as Coriolis, leads Pigeon, to actually sit down and have a good talk, the way that this ship has not allowed them to for 2.5 hours. We pan across the waves, away from Toontown Harbor, away, miles and miles. Then we plunge underneath the water, and it starts out as this like calm, cool blue that slowly gets deeper and deeper. God damn it. And deeper. Until it is less a blue and more a deep inky black. And in that darkness, 2 eyes open and just look upward. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, beloved, wonderful audience. Thank you, people who have yet to listen.
Okay. We'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye. All right.
Me throttles you immediately.